Hi, and welcome to our second season of Let's Bark About It. We're here today with a special guest. Her name is Darlene, and she's with Northern Reach Rescue Network. Darlene, thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here.
Right. So let's get right to it. I'm going to ask you, tell me a little bit about Northern Reach and how this rescue became started.
It was a process, and it started with a dog, of course. And there was a dog in a northern community that had been hit by a car. And there was nothing there for him. There was no crates, there was no first aid supplies. He had to lay there for 3 days while I tried to find a rescue to take him, while a crate was sent up. And that's really where it began.
Right. Okay. So now, how long ago was that?
That was approximately late in 2014.
So you're a fairly new rescue.
Fairly new.
One of the unique things that you told me about your rescue efforts is you've now grown to be so big that you've partnered with some folks in Southern Ontario. Tell me a little bit about that.
We sure have. We couldn't do this without working with our rescues in Southern Ontario. Mainly is the main rescue is Finding Them Homes, Positive Rescue out of Barrie, Ontario. Mm-hmm. They have worked in the James Bay area, rescuing the northern dogs there, working in spay and neuter programs. Their mandate and ours are very similar. Their protocols, their fostering is pretty much the same as ours. So it's a wonderful partnership.
So tell me what it is that Northern Reach actually does, the process of going into the northern communities.
We have wonderful volunteers in approximately 25 communities. And these volunteers are people that want to make a difference in their community. So we network with them to identify dogs that are in need, be it stray dogs, owner surrenders, dogs that need first aid care or emergency vet care. And we work with them and identify those dogs and bring them into care and network for rescues that are able to take them.
So the unique thing about your rescue is that you don't actually bring the dogs into Thunder Bay and saturate Thunder Bay. They're destined for elsewhere. So tell me a little bit about that.
That's right, because what we have are short-term foster homes. And people love that idea of short-term fostering because they don't have the dog for any longer than normally 2 weeks. But these dogs come in and they're wonderful dogs. And the fosters enjoy having them. They keep them for about 2 weeks, and then we arrange for transport, and either Finding Them Homes come with their own van to pick these dogs up, or we rent a van and we meet them halfway in Sault Ste. Marie.
Wow, and then so from Sault Ste. Marie, they go to some of the rescue groups?
To Finding Them Homes. And then some of the rescues like Save My Tail and Adopt Me, other rescues that work as well with Finding Them Homes. So we network again out to other rescues in Ontario that are able to take these dogs.
That's great, the majority of which are in Southern Ontario.
That's right.
Where they have a great need for dogs.
It's surprising.
I know.
It's very surprising that rescues down there have no dogs.
Yeah.
And they have a lineup of pre-approved homes and families that are just wanting to have that pet into their lives. And they're just waiting for these dogs to come in.
So this is great. How did you get this network actually in place? It must have taken some work. And you have vets that you work with as well. So tell me about the vets.
Well, the vets, when I was just kind of doing this on my own, there was one community in particular that I was involved with, and we started a dog rescue in that community. And through the networking for that community, we got to know other community members that were looking for help. We started working on a spay and neuter program. And that's when we got in connection with Cat Lake's Friends of Animush. And they have been coming up to the north for quite some time and going into at least about 5 communities doing these spay and neuter programs.
Wow. So I know once you're in these communities and you're doing spay and neuter efforts, you end up identifying so many animals that are in need of adoption.
You do.
So is that how the rescue efforts kind of began, was getting them out?
Yes, because we want to work with the spay and neuter programs. Just as spay and neutering, there also needs to be these dogs that do need help, that they are removed as well. So working with chief and council and community members, we can identify those dogs that need to come out. So we're not only doing the spay and neutering, but the removal of dogs to help the communities.
And so for the most parts, they come into Thunder Bay and stay in temporary foster care here.
That's right.
And then you arrange for them to go
That's right.
out of town.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you said how many communities is it that you work with?
Approximately 25, but it varies as there is need. We're open to all the communities, and we have approximately 25 volunteers.
Okay.
But we're also contacted quite often by the chief and councils, by just community members themselves that are messaging our page, looking for help, looking for advice. And we're always willing to work with them, and we do quite often.
Perfect. So these communities reach out to you for help,
they do.
and then you, what's the process from there?
Well, identifying the need. Sometimes it's just an education. They want to know how to train a puppy, or they want to know basic care of a dog, be it brushing or any concerns that they're having. Perhaps they need a leash and collar, want to know how to train a dog on a leash, because that's something else that Northern Reach also does. We send up a huge amount of supplies to all our volunteers in these communities.
Oh, wow.
So that they have leashes and collars, dishes, bowls, blankets, everything, brushes, nail clippers, things that people need to help look after their pets. And they're very excited. The resources are very limited. There's many communities that you can't even buy a collar.
Right.
So by having this there for them, there's no charge. It helps owners care for their pets, pride of ownership. And, you know, I know one community, we sent up all kinds of dog coats. And they put on a little contest of dressing up your pet, and had prizes for the best dressed dog. And it was a lot of fun for the community.
Oh, that sounds like fun. We're going to take a break, Darlene, and we're going to continue this conversation when we come back.
Great.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.